I'm currently Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at the Binghamton Clinical Campus of SUNY Upstate. I also have experience as a Program Director in Emergency Medicine at LSU in Shreveport before that. So I've done a lot of faculty development. I've done a lot of work with students and residents, and over time I've developed some skills that I think are really useful for working with faculty, students, and residents, and this is one of the most useful skills that we have. And I think one of the nice things about coaching is that we all have skills as educators to use coaching. And this is the whole point of this talk, is to get you to think about coaching in your interactions with students, residents, and faculty. I think it's really, really important. It's something we forget about and we can use. I have absolutely nothing to disclose at this point, financially or anyways. I wish I did. Let's look at a few things. The role of coaching in medical education is kind of one of the key points I want to make. We'll go over what is coaching. I want you guys to try it while you're here so we can fix coaching as part of what we do, and it'll leave you something to go back with. And then we'll review our experiences really quick. So the roles, I think there are 8 real good roles for a medical educator. That's my opinion, but there are others. Let's start with instructor. We're all pretty good at that, providing information to our learners and to faculty. Assessor, we monitor people's performance, right? Supervisor, so we have to supervise. We also are role models. You know, our learners and our faculty are judging us based on what we do on a daily basis and how we perform ourselves. They're watching us all the time. We are change agents. We're leaders. And as leaders, we initiate change and we promote change. We're also scholars. You know, we use evidence. We do rigorous research and use evidence. Mentors. We are actively in supporting our students, our residents, our faculty. We are involved in their development. We want to see them grow, develop, and become really good. But we're also coaches. And what we do as coaches is we're really helping someone else who's working on their issue try to reframe their issue in a way that benefits them. Okay? And that's what a coach does. And when you think about coaching, we think about athletic coaches, right? We think about back in our day when we were kids and had a little league coach or a basketball coach or a tennis coach. You know, what were they trying to do? They were trying to get us to improve our performance by making suggestions. You know, we're in Indiana, so I'll talk about basketball. I played basketball really badly as a grade school kid. I was like the tallest, lankiest grade school kid there was, so they always stuck me under the basket, right? And shooting free throws was awful. So my coach was always working with me on free throws. You know, use both hands and twirl the ball forward and it will stay, you know, and give it a little more push so it'll reach the rim, you know, that kind of thing. And so I never was a professional basketball player in college, so you can tell how effective his coaching was. No, I just didn't have the skills. That was the main thing. So he did good coaching, I just couldn't do what he coached. So coaching is similar to other ways of insist, but it has a different purpose and frame of mind. What we do is clarify the person we're coaching. We're clarifying their personal problem at hand. We want to find out what it is. Okay? And then we want to understand what they're doing about it. You know, what is their current solution, and figure out, you know, maybe why it's not working. So to do this, we have to listen. We have to listen actively, which is really hard for emergency physicians, right? I mean, we jump in there, we make decisions, we move on, we make our judgments, boom, we're done, okay? You know, I say to the students I'm with currently, the ones that have ADD, you need to look at emergency medicine. It's perfect, right? Because, you know, it's the one place where ADD is actually, you know, works. So we don't often listen, and we don't often ask open-ended questions trying to get the person to kind of reframe their perspective a little bit. And that's a challenge, asking the right questions. We like to diagnose things because we're physicians, and we like to provide advice because we know a lot. When we get into the realm of providing advice, we go from coaching to therapy. I'm not a trained therapist. I don't hope none of you are, but if you are, good for you. But the point is, When we coach, they don't want therapy. They want help to help themselves figure out the problem themselves. So coaching is really the process of facilitating self-determined, self-directed change within the context of a helping conversation that the coach helps provide. So, with learners, residents, and students, we can help with skill development, medical knowledge, procedures, helping with communication skills, how to interact with different people. Career advising, coaching is great. It's great stuff. And wellness, too. It's very similar with faculty and staff members, too. Okay? We can help with techniques in a peer-to-peer way, assessment of faculty roles, communication, new roles, help them get there. So here's 5 easy steps to coaching, and then we'll get to try some. All right? So the first step is you want to have an understanding of the relationship. There's a different relationship when we're talking to our peers than when we're talking where there's a power differential, like between a resident and a faculty member. Okay? What's the goal of the person that you're coaching? What are they expecting out of this conversation? You know, hopefully they have a goal that's a SMART goal, and the mnemonic that we use, the specific, measurable, attainable, timely, reasonable, realistic goals. If it's the smarter it is, the more we can help. What's been done up to this point? What have you tried? So we're going to listen for that. And then what are you thinking about doing? You know, maybe they tried something, didn't work, and now they're stuck. And then get a commitment to a new plan. Okay? So once you've done the listening, say, what do you think? What would you like to do? Or maybe have you looked at this? And get them to start committing to some new way of action. Okay? And what you want to do when you do that, when you're finished, is get a follow-up. Say, hey, let me know how that goes. Okay? So let's coach. So see how much time we have, because we only have 20 minutes for this whole thing. Oh, we got time. Great. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Find a buddy, all right? Or partner, buddy, whatever. One person. I want you each to think of a problem that you're having, that you're struggling with a little bit. It could be personal stuff, it could be professional stuff. But I want you, one of you, to present the problem, the other person to try to coach. We'll go for 5 minutes, which I know doesn't seem a lot, but you can get a lot done in 5 minutes. And we'll swap roles so that the other person has a chance to coach. Okay? And then when we're all done, we'll just kind of review our experiences, and I think you'll find them enlightening. So please pair up with one other person. Grab one other person, be in the role you're with. If somebody's left over, I'll definitely be able to help. Okay, we have 5 minutes.
All right, for my coach.
Perfect. Can we start working on changing, giving the other person a chance? So what I'm trying to do is use new ways to approach the problem. So I want you to, I don't want to be the one who's trying to solution. What I'm trying to do research is look at things in a different way. That's what comes there. And you know, it's a great problem. It's wind things down, please. Okay, so we're just a little bit over, but who here learned something from their partner? Okay. Did you find the experience helpful? Okay. Did you feel like you were coached or that you were given advice? There's a difference. Okay. Remember, for coaching, we want to kind of plant little seeds to let the other person develop their plan. Okay? We're using our experience to change their perspective, to help them refocus on their problem in a different way. It requires more patience and more listening than we're generally comfortable with. And it's tough. It's not easy. And as a matter of fact, you can be certified as a coach. There's whole courses in certification for coaches. I'm not a certified coach. I'm not that big of an expert by any means, but it is a complex thing in some of the issues that you deal with. Okay? So here's just the takeaways I want you to leave with. And I'm glad you all had a chance to practice it. I think you learned a lot from each other. One is the role of the coach is unique. I think it's very different from any of the other 7 roles that we do as educators. I think it's really helping the learner reframe their issue so that they can come up with a better solution for themselves. If we focus on them, we'll do this well. Okay? And then coaching, get a commitment. So it's once you've got them to think about something differently, say, tell me how that goes. Just next time I see you, let me know how it works out. Get that commitment so that they actually follow through on their new frame of mind and their change. When you do that, it will work so well. Okay? And keep doing it. I mean, that's the bottom line. I had to practice this a gazillion times, and I'm still learning about it. I learned something today, which was awesome. And I want to thank you all for being here for this very short presentation. I hope you learned something too. Thank you so much.